Okay, so in the end, they did decide to remaster Sonic Generations. I can't fucking... Nah, they decided to actually cook with this! Sonic Cross Shadow Generations was revealed in yesterday's State of Play live stream, and it made my mind explode. Let's break down everything that's been revealed to us, alright? The trailer starts like it doesn't even care. You get some Green Hill and City Escape footage, which looks as good as we could already get it to look on PC. So yeah, the base Sonic Generations game is simply getting remastered. That much we could expect, but will it look like this when the game releases or not? The description of the trailer specifies that the visuals will be upgraded, and they've got time until the release of the game in autumn to do that, so I'm curious to see how they will do it. But the article on the PlayStation website specifies that we'll get remastered and expanded levels for the Sonic Generations base game, not the Shadow part. They're specifically talking about Sonic Generations here, so we could possibly getting stuff from Forces, Frontiers. Boom. Nah, that's not happening. Unless they were trying to tell us something when they talked about other dimensions in Tales 2. That series is meant to help expand the actual Sonic series lore and the bounds of what is canon. So we'll see what happens. Then we get a clip from the original Generations opening, except Psych! Shadow's here! And notice how he just steals Classic Sonic's original reveal shot. He gets in the middle of the two Sonics, and Classic Sonic looks at him like, "Yo, wait, you're really gonna take this from me?" While modern Sonic and Shadow are next to each other like they're recreating the SA2 pose or something. Then they all fall to the ground and I love how everything moves in this CGI sequence! And Shadow's eye gives off a spark with an uncanny resemblance to the one he gives in the end of Sonic Movie 2. But that's when everything changes and I lose my marbles. Shadow's in the Ark! This looks like a true next-gen remaster of SA2 or the Shadow game or something. The visuals here are miles above the visuals of Sonic Frontiers. The ambition they've got with the looks of this are unbelievable. Shadow's finally doing the Sonic 06 Chaos Control homing attack thing again. And is that the capsule he got thrown into the earth with that he's kicking in this 6th shot? Oh my god. Black Doom is back, No! I can't believe they would actually go back to this. They're finally acknowledging Shadow 05 after 19 years. This is surreal. I don't like that game, mind you, but I do love Shadow's story in that game. It's a part of the history of the character, and it's finally coming back. This guy will be back to torment Shadow? Well, I'm all for it, and I'm excited to see the look of Black Doom's actual body. Quick note, in case you didn't play Shadow the Hedgehog, this starfish guy is just Black Doom's eye that goes around looking at stuff for his big boss. This big dude over here is Black Doom. The world here starts to spiral out of control, and that must be some kind of parallel to Shadow's mind shattering with all this crazy stuff he is having to face again. And can we just talk about how Shadow's skating animation looks a lot more loose and squashy and stretchy when he starts to move faster? It's so darn cool! We haven't seen much of the level layouts, so I'm not sure about how open this will be. Still, after the cyberspace levels in Frontier's Final Horizon, I think we can trust they know we want interesting level design. And I can't put my finger on it, but this feels like they're making the levels in the same style in which they made cyberspace. So maybe they're not as crazy good as the ones in Generations, but they will at least be as good as in Frontiers. And at least the background here feels fully made. The background in cyberspace is fine, but they obviously cut corners with the excuse of it all being glitchy and in a digital place. Here you get the true Westopolis/Space Colony Arc experience, bro! And oh my god, the Bio-Lizard! I hope this doesn't sound wrong, but his battle looks so polished that it doesn't feel like it's from a Sonic game? I love how they recreated the Master Emerald Shine room from SA2 so much. This looks amazing. I'm astonished, and man, you can end the trailer there. You cannot do that to me! The Sonic Cross Shadow logo looks like the 2010s era of Sonic never happened. I can take this seriously. The way in which they implement the X is very smart, and they brought back the symbol from the Shadow the Hedgehog logo too. The name sounded so weird when it got leaked, but it's worth it just for logo. I do want someone from Sega to say the name of the game aloud though, because I've been calling it Sonic Cross Shadow, but maybe this is just like the Spy Family anime where you're not even meant to pronounce the X. The weird thing about this logo is that it feels like they're totally undermining that the core of this is the Sonic Generations remaster. If I didn't know what it is, I could even assume that this is just a new Sonic and Shadow game that has nothing to do with Generations. But it's not. Will the Shadow portion of the game be as long as Sonic Generations? I mean, it's not too hard considering it's not too hard to beat the game in under 3 hours, so it could be possible, but that would be very weird since the Shadow side of the game feels like an extra. In the Japanese description of Sonic Cross Shadow, we get a little bit more information on the whole thing. Black Doom is the main antagonist of this campaign, not just a boss battle in the game, and it seems like they're bringing back Shadow's dilemma between being good or evil. So this will be about the choices he decides to make, just like in Shadow the Hedgehog. But I bet we won't have to defeat every good guy in a level to complete a dark mission this time, and thank God for that. This is so hype for me. I didn't mention this before, but apparently Shadow gets some kind of new power in this game. We do see him using the Chaos Spear against the Bio Lizard, so we might get to use a bunch of his abilities in the game. I hope it's not just as quick time events. They could totally build on the foundation of the Frontiers combat system and make something worthwhile out of that. This story also happens at the same time as the main Sonic Generations campaign, so we'll finally find out why Shadow was sucked into the space distortion even though he wasn't at Sonic's birthday party to begin with. It almost feels planned since 2011, but it obviously isn't. Still, this means we might get to know why Shadow is so adamant on facing Sonic during Generations. Maybe we'll play this battle from Shadow's perspective, pretty please? There's a lot to be excited about concerning this Sonato Generations thing Sega's putting together. I'm surprised Sonic Team has had time to do this, taking into account that they made Final Horizon last year. It might not be Sonic Team making this, but I think they would have already told us if that were the case. Either way, they do at least have time until autumn to finish it, so that makes a bit more sense. But it's still weird to me that they're revealing a remaster at the end of January if it's coming out at the end of the year. It does make sense if the Shadow side of the game is at least half as long as the main thing though. Wouldn't it be funny if this just happened to be 2 extra levels for the game? Nah, it would not. I would be very disappointed actually. This truly seems to be the year of Shadow with the 3rd movie coming out at the end of this year. It's a shame the movie won't come out until December 20th though. The movie won't be able to promote the game in time for kids to ask for it on their Christmas letters, so Sega won't be able to take as much advantage of the situation as they could have if the movie released at the beginning of December. Anyway, I'm excited for all of this. Please subscribe to enjoy the Year of Shadow with me. Time to Chaos Control out of here. Bye-bye!